Okay. Apparently had a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm here. I tried to go live, but said it wasn't available. But so live now. Hi y'all. Welcome in. All right. Our devotional. All things. Love bears all things, regardless what comes. Believes all things, looking for the best in each one. Hopes all things. Steadfast during difficult times, endures all things without weakening. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 7. This verse seems like a tall order. It's difficult to love someone, to look for the best in every person, no matter what that person does. It can be hard to hope, especially when people are behaving if they're never even as if they've never even heard of love for God themselves or others. It seems arduous to endure every difficulty, no matter how hard, to stay strong in love, no matter what happens. Yet, if you really think about it, doing these things, bearing all, believing there is good in everyone, hoping for the best, and enduring whatever comes your way, is actually a wonderful plan. It's a great way to escape the grief and negativity the opposite attitude would hold. So start today. Allow the love that God has poured into you to help you bear, believe, hope, and endure. Then take note of how your loving attitude and outlook changes your life for the better, for the best, for God. And our prayer is, Lord, help my love to bear, believe, hope, and endure all things. And our prayer jar inspiration is, with God's love in me and pouring out of me, I can bear, believe, hope, and endure anything. Alrighty. I know it's been a while, and since I got back from vacation, things have been just crazy. All right. Hi, Nifty. Welcome in. Oh, sorry. I do need these glasses. Denisha, welcome in. I need these glasses changed so bad. I can't see anything up close or far away. Yes, I did have a good vacation. I got to go see my family. Hadn't seen them in like 5 years. So I got to go see my mom, my dad, one of my sisters, and spent a whole day. I have not done that in a long time and spent a whole day with one of my sisters. And she's my full sister. I've got two older sisters that are half sisters, and I've got two younger sisters that are half sisters, and they weren't there. So yeah, it was a wonderful visit. Um, and I also got to see one of my aunts and a cousin that I haven't seen in well over 20 years. So it was really neat. Absolutely loved being able to get in touch with them and meet up with them. I'm sure the people at Denny's didn't like us too well because we took up the table for several hours just talking. But I mean, there's a lot to talk about when you ain't seen somebody for over 20 years. So, so, it's, and my cousin that was there, I told my husband, I said, that was the cousin that I was really close to, that kind of like a sister to me because we pretty much grew up together. We're both the same age and everything. And that was really neat to see her again. Like I said, I hadn't seen her in over 20 years. Communicated with her here and there on Facebook, but other than that, not really got to talk to her. So yeah, I don't know. My husband's the one that paid the bill. He paid for all of it. So I don't know what kind of tip he left, but we did have a good waitress. um, but apparently my cousin used to work there uh, several years ago. But anyway, show you a few things I've been working on. Of course, some of y'all know that I have been staying with a 91-year-old lady. Um, that's one of my part-time jobs, and basically just get her a sponge bath in the morning, make sure she gets weighed, she gets breakfast, and she takes her medicine, and then when she gets up to use the restroom, I got to follow behind her, so because she's a fall risk, just to make sure she gets to where she's going safely. But um, anyway, so I have a lot of free time on my hands because she does a lot of sleeping. Um, and definitely not a plus though for this, but apparently I am getting caught up on all the soap operas lately. But she's like, "You watch the stories?" No, but you watch what you want to watch. Well, I don't watch them either, but she turns them on and then goes to sleep. Well, hello, Miss Bennies. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? Now, this little bugger has been quite the snuggle bug when we got back. And she doesn't like it when I'm gone either. She comes to me first thing as soon as I get home and sits in my lap, makes me hold her. And she'll make me hold her first thing in the morning, too. Well, you don't want up here now? That's Miss Banders. Miss Bandit. But anyway, what got me started on doing this project was the pastor had asked me to go and take a picture of all the clothes that he had donated for the Carolina hurricane relief stuff, because at one point he was collecting clothes and he took stuff down there and they told that they weren't taking anymore. So we had a bunch of clothes left and right downstairs in one of the side rooms. And some of the stuff that was in that room was for our church's local clothes closet. Um, and a lot of it was for this too. And he found somebody to take them to. And so he wanted a picture of everything that was down there. And we had gone through there one day looking for something, and one of the bags was ripped open, and these baby dolls fell out of this bag. And I saw those dolls, and those things looked absolutely terrible. They were just nasty looking and no clothes, and somebody had donated them to give away. So me and little man sat there and we took cotton balls with rubbing alcohol and cleaned all the plastic parts of it, and the cloth part of the body of them were still rough looking, and we brought them home and washed them. But little man tickled me because as soon as he seen them, he says, "Mommy, why are those baby dolls look like they're sweating rainbows?" I started laughing. I said, "What in the world are you talking about?" He said, "Well, look." I said, he says, "What? Look at the colors all on them." And he said, "It looks like they're sweating rainbows." whoever had owned these, some little kid that owned these had took markers and drew all over the cloth material of those baby dolls, and it was all different colors. And apparently the child liked to play doctor as well, because one of the baby dolls had two band-aids in a cross on its back. And when I took those off, there was no hole. So I figured, well, because I thought, well, maybe somebody stuck them on there because there was a hole in the doll. And perfectly fine. And then the other one on each arm where the material was, because the one of them material went up to like here, and then the plastic arm, and anyway, all up through here was this clear medical tape, like bandage tape stuff wrapped around both arms. And I thought, well, maybe something was wrong with those, and that's why it was tape. I took all the tape off, and nothing, no tears, nothing. But anyway,
hi y'all.
I'm guessing that was little man. He says hello. He's getting ready to go to bed. All the marker came off, so I'm guessing it was washable markers. But I had a baby doll here that I had found at Goodwill a while back. I like to make dresses and give the dolls away to kids locally. And before I started making dresses for these dolls, I wanted to refresh my memory on how to do one. So I found one of my baby dolls that I had here to start with, and I used the blue and white yarn that I had gotten at a thrift store out there when I visited. And here's what it turned out. So that's the back. I used ribbon. Tie this one up. That was the first one, just to refresh my memory on how to do it. Okay, Nifty's talking to you. Says, hello, Miss Kitty. How are you? Tonight, I am working on a pair of cotton slippers. The color is grape. Oh, that sounds pretty. And this is actually cotton. This here. When I was working on it. But that's the first doll. That was, like I said, this was from my own collection that I did. And it just, let me tell you, those dolls just absolutely, and I even told the pastor, said, those dolls looked like they were ready for the trash. I said, I just couldn't believe that somebody donated them looking like that. If anybody else had seen them, they probably would have thrown them in the trash. But I said, man, little man took rubbing alcohol with cotton balls and scrubbed all over the plastic parts, the stuff cleaned up. Except for one of them still had some sticky stuff on it. And we learned years ago from somebody sticking their hands in mouse sticky traps that baby oil actually takes the sticky stuff off really good. So Miss Kitty took that one and used baby oil on it, and that took the rest of the sticky stuff for the most part. But anyway, and this is the one that had the most sticky on it. And this is the next dress that I did. And I changed up how I did it. I used the threads from up here. I purposely made them long, and I laced it through and just tied it off and double knotted it in the back. That way you don't have any choking pieces for little kids if they decide to take it apart. And like, because when I found these, no clothes whatsoever. But yeah, this was all sticky, all kinds of stuff. And look, see, no marker marks on them whatsoever. All of the rainbow marker stuff is gone. So that was the second one that I did. It's got a 2-layered skirt. And the reason why this one's longer, like I said, the material for the arm, the cloth part of the arm was further out. So I just made the sleeves longer to cover that part up. Oh, that's that one. So this one will go to the pastor. And when he goes and takes stuff back to that lady, is when I showed him the blue one, he's like, "Oh, that is so cool." And then I showed him this one. He said, "What are you doing with those?" I said, "Well, this one is going back with you." Because that was part of those things donated. But I said, I didn't want to send them donated like that. They look terrible. I said, I can fix that and make it look better. So a little girl will have a nice looking baby doll that she's actually got clothes. And this was the last one I did. Is she took forever to dry. I'm thinking that one was full of polyfiber fill, plastic like stuff, so she didn't absorb a lot of the water. This one is an older one. I think it's got pure cotton in the inside of it because this thing took forever to dry out. So it took me longer to do the dress for this one because I was waiting for the cotton body part of the doll to dry. But this is the other that I made. And again, just laced it up through the back and tied it off. Now, Pastor has not seen this one yet. I have not sent him this picture of this one. But he has seen the purple one. And I run into a friend of mine. She used to attend our church. Her mom's been busy and stuff, so they haven't been to church for a while. And I gave her a couple Christmases ago. I did a bunch of dolls with dresses for some of the younger kids. Now, her, I specifically asked, I said, "Do you like dolls or do you like stuffed animals?" And she looked at me funny, and she finally answered. Their mom come over, and she's like, "Well, why don't you answer just a simple question?" And she says, "I like stuffed animals." I said, "Okay." I said, "What's your favorite colors?" And she told me what her favorite colors were, and which is my favorite color. It's just blue. So I took a teddy bear and made a dress for her, for the teddy bear, and gave it to her for Christmas a couple of years ago. But I know I'll be seeing her sometime soon again. I went ahead and made another dress for another teddy bear. Now this one's a blue teddy bear, and I made this dress for this one. But her mom said she just absolutely loves the other teddy bear dress that I made for her, and I thought I'd give her another one when I see her again. But I got that one. So I've done 4 doll dresses, or well, teddy bear, but this one a lot bigger. I just wanted to make it bigger. Let it so it can sit out. If she wants to, she can put it on her bed and just the dress will fluff out. I have not put a post of this one yet on my YouTube channel post and the other doll, but I have the first 2 on there. But I will try to remember to take pictures of these and put them on my post as well. All right. And then while I was on vacation, I got the yarn to do. I found this pattern, and it's a free pattern you can get in Hobby Lobby. I absolutely fell in love with this pattern, and I wanted to do it. I really wanted to do it for myself. Maybe I'll do that in the future, and I would like to do it in the colors that they actually have on there. But I did finish this for somebody else, It's one of the daughters of the lady that I'm taking care of. I'm going to give it to her. And I sent her a message one day. What is your favorite colors? And she told me her favorite colors: gray, rust, and bleak blue, and black. She did not like any pastel colors whatsoever. So I took this pattern and I got the colors that she liked. And this is what I made. And I've put, you can probably see the black in here better. But each color does have a row of a little bit of the black mixed in. And on the blue, it's the very end of it. But I absolutely loved putting this one together. I think it turned out really good. I didn't know what Williamsburg blue was, but I pulled it up on my phone and got the closest that I could to it. And I got the darker shade of it. So, well, thank you, Nifty. Okay, now for the announcements, I have, yeah, there's the books. Sorry, I put stuff around me and I don't remember where I stuck it. All right. I am going to be a part of, I don't know if y'all have heard of it or not. I just happened to run across their channel one night. They were doing a live. Can't remember the channel name. Something Critters. See if I can't pull it up. Come on, phone. I know I just watched one of her videos. Okay, Critters Crochet. And she does the she does the what they call Battle of the Stitches. And while I was on her live, she invited, or she made the announcement, she needed somebody else, another content creator, to join for this month. This was a couple weeks ago. Anyway, I told her I was interested in it, and so she sent me all the information. And so I am going to be a part of doing the Battle of the Stitches with her. She showed me online that night what stitch we are going to be using, which is staggered double crochet, that lacy one right here. That's the one we're doing. And she showed it. And anyway, I got a crochet book. It's a crochet stitch dictionary. And she told me what the stitch was called when she texted me or emailed me and everything. I looked it up in my book. Could not find it whatsoever. Finally found something that said staggered double crochet, but it said pairs. And that is what they show a lot closer. But I got to looking at this a lot closer. I got to showing Kitty. The actual picture is not the right stitch. The written part is actually the right part. And this down here, the symbols, is actually right. But anyway, so I told her, I said, well, and she told me what book that they were using. And she emailed me a link to order it. It's from Amazon. And anyway, when I placed the order, it said August arrival date would be August 8th through the 18th. In my experience with all the stuff that I've ordered, it always shows up on the last date that it says it's going to show up. So I emailed her again. I said, can you send me pictures of yours until I can get mine in, because it won't be here until such and such date. And so she sent me the pictures and everything. And I told her, so that way I can use that until I can get my copy. Well, I got a message a couple days ago. Hey, your order's been shipped. It'll be there on the 4th. And then I got a message that I had something else ordered as well. It was supposed to arrive today. And I got a message saying, oh, it's going to arrive yesterday. Well, then I got a message, oh, sorry, we couldn't deliver. Something happened. And anyway, and then so I was like, okay, well, and I knew what that was. So I told Miss Kitty that it's supposed to arrive on Thursday, and asked her if they go get the mail. And she said, sure. And then later I told her, I was like, I got a message now saying that they're not going to give it to us because it won't fit in the mailbox. So I got to go get it. And so I told her, I said, don't worry about it. I'll go get it on Saturday. Anyway, later that day, I got a message. You got a package. Such and such was delivered. I said, what? So I pulled it up and I looked, and it was my book that I ordered. So this came early. So now I can use this for what I need to use it for, which I'm glad it did come, because I got to put my first video up the first Wednesday of this month. So next week, on Wednesday, you'll be seeing, the video. And the first video, I have to do a tutorial of how to do that stitch. And then the next Wednesday, you guys get to see a sneak peek of what I'm making, but I don't get to tell you. You get to guess what I'm making. And then the third Wednesday of the month, I get to reveal what I made. And then I got to put a post up of about pictures of it and get people to vote. And it'll be a vote between 6 people of their different projects. And I'll try to put their links up when I get the chance to, of who's all going to be participating. The winner, whoever gets the most votes, their item is given away. And on the fourth Wednesday, when the announcement of who won the most votes, they will do a giveaway on that Wednesday, and one of the subscribers will receive the winning product. So if I win the most votes, then somebody will win what I make. So, but anyway, so if y'all would help me out by keeping an eye out for those. And then when I reveal what I made, I have to do a tutorial on as well that Wednesday. So you get 2 tutorials through the month. But the other announcement that I have is that, y'all, I have finally made it to 500 subscribers. Yay! It only took me what? How many years have I been doing this? 3? I don't know. I think it's only been 3 years, maybe 4. Going on 4, I think. We're working on, I don't know. Anyway.
You started it pretty much at the same time I started doing homeschool.
No, it was about a year later, I believe.
No.
Anyway.
Close enough.
I will be doing a giveaway sometime soon for that. So keep an eye out for that. Because I finally have reached 500. Yay! So excited. I know some people are like more excited when they get to 1,000 and everything, but I'm just excited I made it this far. So anyway, and what will be in that giveaway, because I do want to get started on doing some hand-dyed yarns, is I am going to work with Little Man, and me and him will work together on a colorway, and it's going to be Little Man color. The colorway will be called Little Man, because Miss Kitty already has a colorway. I will work on some of that too, and I want to try to start selling some of my hand-dyed yarn. But when I do the 500 subscriber giveaway, it will be the colorway for Little Man, because that'll be his color release. Because I have not done a colorway for him yet. I've got one for Frog Crochet, I've got one for Miss Kitty, and now it's his turn. So I also did a colorway for what I call Virtuous Woman. And it's basically my favorite color plus Seta from Seta's Place's 2 favorite colors. And she's got 3, but I put her 2 most favorite, which is purple and orange, and mine is teal. So but that was our colorway that I did for us. And but it was called Virtuous Woman, because I love the story of Esther. And anyway. But anyway, I guess I will let y'all go. I was just letting y'all know what's been going on. It's just been crazy. We've had a lot going on in between work and everything going on with church and stuff. Wednesday has been our first day that we have gotten to just chill out at the house and just do nothing but what we want to do. So it's just been go, 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 go since we got back. So yes, I hope so too. I hate that I haven't done any lives, but our internet is usually terrible around here, but it's usually because my husband's on the internet, my daughter's on the internet, my son's on the internet, and live, it just says, no, no, we ain't doing that. So, and we also have had some issues in the area. I think it got fixed today, because I seen the truck down one of the roads. It actually made the news. There's a road that branches off up here. It's on that main road that I live off of. There's one road that had 5 families that didn't have internet, and one of the families didn't have internet for 3 weeks straight, and the others lost it for only about a week or so. Some of them maybe 2 weeks. But it actually made the news that these people had been out of internet and phone for that long. And out here, we don't get cell service. My cell phone is just basically internet here. That's it. we have no cell service whatsoever. So anything that comes through is internet based. So if there's any emergency, you cannot, if there's no landline, you can't call 911 or anything like that. So anyway, it made the news, and so the company says, "Oh yeah, we'll get out there in a week and get it fixed." Well, it literally was a week, because I seen them today when I drove by working on it. So I think that might be why our internet's a little bit better today. So anyway, I guess I will see y'all later. I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed weekend, and hopefully. Well, I know I will be putting a video up, but it'll probably be a pre-recorded video for that, because it is a tutorial that I have to put out. So I want to do that as a pre-recording. So be looking for those as to what we're working on for the Battle of the Stitches. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.